Hello guys, today we decided to buy and install the templates we need. When we purchase the template, there's a download section that allows us to download the package. It also includes an update file and a guide. I download the file and it gives me a file like this. There's a section for the theme that I can upload as a skin, and there's a section for plugins that I can. It also provides the original and foreign version of the template for me, and it includes an easy installer. So, guys, we always use that easy installer for installing the templates we buy. If you look at its format, you'll see it's the same duplicator format that we usually have. It means it has given us an installer file along with a zip file. We come to the folder where we want to upload it to the host, and we upload it, which I have already done. Now we want to go and install it. But before that, guys, we need to activate the license for the template. I have an issue with the site here, so I am forced to do it. When I get the license, it tells me to enter the domain I want to use for this template. I wanted to use it on the Ashtim Plus template, so I had to enter its domain. For any domain you need and use, you must go to the license management section and activate the desired license. As long as this license is not activated, your site will not function completely. So guys, now I'm going to install this template. I write the domain, and I also write hub, and then open the easy installer file, or open installer.php. Again, guys, as we did before, we need to create a database here. I will name the table hub. I go back and also create my username with the name hub, generate a password, copy the password, and click on i7 copy to create it. I paste the password in the password section, then go back to the previous page and assign my username to the database. All right, I click on Mac change and it automatically sets the user and database. I click to check it, it gives me the confirmations, and then it moves on to the next step. There are some warnings, but they are not very important, so we scroll down, go accept the terms, and proceed to install it. It asks for confirmation, and we do this. We've done it several times. And with all the processes we've output from the application, it proceeds to install the database. Guys, there's a point here. We skipped a step, and what is that step? It's that when we wanted to, for example, now it tells me that this template requires IonCube Loader. Well, IonCube Loader is an extension for PHP, and it says I don't have it to load the site. How can we activate it? We go into our cPanel, meaning the hosting panel. We have section 3, special PHP link. Almost all the templates we get from Jacket require IonCube Loader. It's a plugin or extension that encrypts the codes because the codes are encrypted for IonCube. In the extension section, we can activate IonCube Loader. We search for it, and if it's not there, guys, we switch our PHP version to 7.4. And IonCube Loader is active on this version, because we didn't have IonCube Loader on version 8. So we downgrade the PHP version to 7.4 and don't set the version on IonCube Loader. Now, if I come here, my site is up, but guys, I've encountered an issue. I installed this now, but I don't have my login information. There's an option during the installation of the plugin itself where I can set my username, and I forgot to do that now. Now let's learn together how we can change our user password through the database. Then we'll uninstall it once and reinstall it. Guys, sometimes I forget my password and can't retrieve it through the email section. What should I do? I go to the PHP My Admin section, which is the database interface that I have. Okay, I come to the table I created. What was it? Here, guys, it shows all the data and tables of my entire WordPress and site. I search for user. This answers everything because WordPress has a master admin user by default, which is the main creator. So guys, what does this mean for users? It means master admin. I paste this part here and I can change my password. For any password that the guys want, I set it from 1 to 9, but you should never do this. I'm just doing it for testing. I write 1 to 9 in the user password section and set the function section to MD5, which is the format or encryption that WordPress itself uses for its passwords. So, now I save these, copy my password, and just like that, guys, I easily changed my WordPress admin password. Now it's become the master admin. I paste it here and it logs in. See how easy it is, guys? So if I ever forget my password anywhere, I can easily come and change my password from the database. And from there, I find my intended table in PHP My Admin, go to the user table and set the existing password, placing it on MD5. Now guys, let's delete the process once and do it from the beginning to also learn how to set the password from the easy install itself. We see that we delete the entire table and we do the same with our files, deleting them exactly. I select all the files we have. Oh right, since WordPress itself deleted them once, we upload them again. I delete my file on the hub once and re-upload it. It might take a while to upload. My file, guys, has been uploaded. I go here to check. Yes, it has been uploaded. Awesome. I go to my installation address. Okay, I open this installer. Ecword. I had created a table once, guys. I go into MySQL database, but I don't know what its password is now. I copy its user account. This becomes the user and database that I have. I put it in the user section and I put it in the database section, both of them. I don't have my password, guys. How can I change my user password? When I scroll down here, it shows me all my users. I find the hub and click on change password. I can change my database user password. Now guys, I paste it here and it tells me, sir, you can validate it. And it has some options like settings. It says, sir, this is your setting. You can change the site title. It has an archive section where it has placed the information it is supposed to give me. Now, guys, it also has an advanced tab up here. When I click on it, it gives me more data. I enter my password again. Let me copy the user as well. Again, I copy it into the hub. And I place it both in the database and in the user section. In the options section, it tells me a few things, gives me some settings, and says, sir, here you can change these data. It's exactly the same in the database, and also exactly the same in the URL path. Well, when I press this, guys, the validation section. In this segment, when we go for half, it gives me a series of other options that I can open. Now this options data, you see there are a series of other options again, similar to the previous ones that ask for confirmation from me. We say, okay, it's fine. In the archive section, it also gives me this data. It says, let's go for installing it. It goes for installation. Well, here it asks me for some data, or because the guys are in the Albensta mode, it asks for data. Yup. It says, for example, what should the type 400 and its collection look like? We set all of these to default values and click next. It goes for setting up the database, and in the final step, it says, sir, I can, for example, skip those URLs that you don't want and not import them. We don't deal with any of these guys. We just wanted to create a new user for us or change the password. In the admin account section, we say, sir, change that password for me, set it from 1 to 9, and we move to the next step. But we definitely need to be in the advanced tab, guys, okay. Now it tells me everything is done. You can go to login. I enter master admin and my password is set from 1 to 9. Okay guys, now the hub theme has been installed. Let me take a demo to see what the theme looks like. This is the theme I just installed, the original hub demo. Now guys, in the session, we will record a video on how we can customize the pages or settings of the hub theme. Stay with us. Guys, we learned how to install the theme we bought, which in this case is the hub theme. Now, any theme we use has a set of theme settings. Let's see which page builder it works with. For example, the hub theme works with both Elementor and Visual Composer, also known as WP Bakery. When I install a theme, guys, theme settings are added for me, which here is called Liquid. It tells you to check the status of your theme. To see what condition it's in, it says, your license is active because we entered the domain, and a few other things. This section, guys, has theme settings. We have these theme settings in almost all themes, with some different appearances. Now let's go and see what it offers us. Its menus are not few either. Initially, guys, there's the layout, which in the options first tells me how the layout of your site should be. Should it be wide like now, or not? Should it be boxed? I can change this. Now let's see what changes occur. Because sometimes, guys, the theme settings differ from Elementor. Here you see it became smaller for me. It brought the layout to a boxed size and has spacing on the sides. Now I can make changes to these. I can even define its width. You ask, how should the color scheme be? Should it be light or dark? We say, okay, let's make it dark and see how it turns out. The theme takes me into a dark mode. Now it has some bugs that we need to fix ourselves, but I think it doesn't have any bugs. The text was able to, yes, it was able to change the colors itself. It has such settings available in the trick. It even allows me to ask about the background, or set a gradient, define a top and bottom margin for the page. The next option, guys, is responsive. It asks me to give it a breakpoint. Guys, what does a breakpoint mean for mobile? We have a series of breakpoints for responsive design. Every site we design it's mandatory. Even the mobile version must be, even almost 50 to 60% of the sites that are visited are by mobile users. That's why having a mobile version of the website, being responsive and being mobile friendly is very important. Now, I can define a series of points that serve as boundaries between, say, PC to tablet and tablet to mobile. These are called breakpoints, which are defined with CSS. It tells me, for example, what the mobile breakpoint should be. Usually we start from 768. We set, for example, 1280 and above as PC. From 1280 to 768, we consider as tablet, and below 768, we consider as mobile. Now, some people also define labels for these and say, for instance, from 768 to around 400, we set for phablets, like large mobiles that have a tablet-like form. But here I can define, for example, from 788, which itself starts at 767 as the minimum for mobile. I have the color scheme, guys. I can set the colors that I can use for the website. It says, for instance, your primary color is this, your secondary color is that. I can define transparency for it, gradient colors exactly in this way, and the colors of the links. For example, if I change one, it says, sir, my main color is green, so I'm going to make it green. Now I have to refresh it once for the previous settings to go away. If I have saved it, which I haven't, I will save it and it will return to its original state. Guys, here it says we can define 3 colors for me, and I can sit with those colors. Regarding the logo, I can upload my logo here, define the maximum width for it, change the default logo, and upload the logo I want for it. It can be any logo. The default Retina logo for different devices it uses. For its sticky header, the sticky logo. Now it's Retina and other aspects. I can even define a mobile logo for it. I can set a light logo, a dark logo for both light and dark demos. I can define my favicon, define my Apple icon, and my iPad settings related to my logo. The header discussion, guys, is about how my header should be. It can be on or off, whether it's a sticky header or a normal header. There are a series of default headers. And where can I adjust their settings? In the layout section, guys, you can see the headers in the right menu. Here I can see all the headers that this template provides me, and I can edit them. We won't go into editing them right now. It says it should have a function, meaning it can appear for me when I scroll. This is for my header. Now, I can even define how my mobile navigation should be. The page title bar section, guys. What does the page title bar mean? It means when I go to a page, for example, like an accordion here, when I open it, it has a page bar here that I can change. Or when I go to the portfolio, for example, let me go to the blog, for instance, go to a modern post, and it shows me a header for the entire page. For example, the header is like this now, and I can change these. The footer discussion is the same, where you can find the footnotes, again from the categorization section. The sidebar discussion is about where you want to display a menu, like on pages, portfolios, post archives, and other items. We have the typography section, guys, where I can choose the font I want. For example, it has Iran Yekan Kari, Pinar, and other options. It has many fonts, and I can use any font I have in mind, whether Persian or English. Now for button typography, single posts, titles, I can even add custom fonts and new fonts to it. In the blog section, it asks what kind of display you want on the blog page. Do you want a page title bar or not? How should your style be? How should your columns be? It brings all the settings I need for that page. Now for the general blog, there are categories, tags, authors, and featured posts. If you look for each of these, there are individual options that we have on the page. We might have settings available to set up. In the portfolio section, it says again, Sir Now. Let the title be active. What name should the archive page have? And what page should the portfolio be on? How should the horizontal alignment be? How should the vertical alignment be? And other matters. It has styled the search page for me, defining 22 to 23 styles, and I can choose whichever I want. The columns, the rest of the matters are about optimization, which has its own optimization section loop that we can activate and use, but we don't deal with its optimization. Now for CSS and JS, it gives us the same options that Rockets or Lightspeed give us, but guys, we don't use it. It has a series of general APIs. For Google Maps, if your domain is Iranian, you can't use it. It's about artificial intelligence, which has been recently added, that can connect and link to ChatGPT. and we can do a series of tasks with it. Let's see what its additional features are, like custom indicators, meaning I can use this type. The indicator that I am rotating in my queue can be changed for me. It gives me these options, and the other options that are available, we modify these options based on our needs, whether it's branding, a logo, or anything else. So anywhere in our queue, we can edit those general items. Now this becomes a queue setting, and the next settings that are available, I use this template on the hub where we are using Visual Composer. No? So we can also learn the benefit of working with Composer, meaning how we can work with Composer. And the next topic is that this template itself, if we had chosen it, had a lot of demos. After we learn to work with Composer, we will also import an Elementor demo so we can work with that too. Now, when we come here at the top in this toolbar, I have placed an Edit with Page Builder option. If I open this, I will become familiar with such an environment, which gives me access to a series of elements for making changes. It is certainly not as easy as Elementor for me, and I will have to learn some things again. Guys, in every section that I have, there is definitely a pencil icon here that allows me to edit it. It shows me a series of widgets, saying, for example, you can change the title you have here. Now, it depends on what the element is, meaning what the display type of that tag should be, how its alignment should be. For example, it can be set to inherit. That means the same settings defined for it, whether in the template settings or in the CSS, can be inherited. We can fix it, meaning we can make it static. We can change the text decoration, make it underlined. Now, it has text settings. We can adjust the font size on mobile. Now, phablet. We can define it for phablet, tablet, and PC. We can define the line height exactly and similarly on different devices. It has design settings, where we know the spacing margin becomes the outer spacing and padding becomes the inner spacing. It also has a position section, which we can define in several different states as needed. It also has a set of additional settings where I can assign an ID and class to it. Each of these allows me to make some changes. For example, if I want to change the text, I can write something like WordPress Plus Course template. If I save this, I should sit down and save my settings. Then I come and you see the WordPress Plus Course template has a marketing text at the end that we can change. What does that mean? It has also given me an option where you can move some text around. Now in the animation section, we can come and see that it has provided some animations for me and placed some words that I can change. For example, the template that rotates in a circular manner. We can put other words in WordPress Plus. For example, the template, which we can either reduce, duplicate, or delete. And when we save this, I don't know if I can change it now, but I can change the ticket in the same way with the same settings. It still has the same settings for me. There are also some settings down here, sir. I can define an animation. It has line settings that can be underlined. And I can define its height and other aspects. The next element we have, guys, is the button element. This also has a series of transformations and options. It says how its display type should be, whether it should be solid or bordered. I can write its position. I can change the text collection. I can change the URL that I'm supposed to click on. The styles I have, whether it should be circular, what its size should be. I can define an icon for it, which has this icon, and settings. Now, in each of these sections, we come, for example, to this menu. I can change this menu that exists here, and whenever I click on each one, it goes to a different page. I can easily change these, guys. I would say certainly. It doesn't have the same user experience and ease as Elementor, for example, but I can change things from the ground up. Those URLs that they have, because they start with a hash, are like anchor links, so wherever I click, I get transferred to that part of the page. We can set these precisely because a series of features are already written. Now we can increase or decrease these features. For example, in this section, I can increase or decrease a series of features, and then click on this button. The same widget list that we have on the right side in Elementor, it brings it up for us as a pop-up. Wait, for example, I'm saying add, and I want to add something new to it. Let's see what it has. Bagyo. It has a carousel effect, a mobile gallery, points, a map, an image, a flip box, Instagram. For instance, I want to add Instagram and see what it has and how it displays. Limitations, column, settings, it probably connects to Instagram and allows me to read some content, which is exactly what it does. Now let's see its additional settings and general settings. Probably to connect it, we need to use the template settings themselves. Now I will prepare this. It has a lot of widgets, both for Elementor and for Composer. Here, I can define how the data I am displaying should look. It has some options, and I can define how the row should be displayed. My strategies and the content I have for each section, this edit option is active for me, and I can even change its style based on my needs, change its typography, and its display type. Composer is exactly like Elementor, a page builder, and it allows me to customize a series of content that I need based on my requirements. Now I'm talking about my main page, which I've updated based on my needs. Let's go and see the same page. And because it has different demos, I can choose from these various demos. Now, I can see the pages it has, and I can edit any of these pages that I need. Now, this has gone to its main site. But the pages within its own site, like blogs, I can. And the section, the content sections that I need to edit. Now guys, I'm saying that everything I needed and learned, I'm editing with Composer. Let's go and take a look at how I want to import another demo with Elementor. I come to Liquid and click on the setup half, meaning I perform that demo import. I say if it's the first step, let's go and start. Choose what you want to work with, Elementor or Bakery. I say, I want to work with Elementor. It says, okay, let's activate Elementor and its add-ons. I proceed to install and let it complete. Here, the installation is finished, guys, and let's move forward. Now it says the Elementor demos you want are available here. Which one are you considering? For example, I want to install something very simple, guys. I want to use this block program demo, so I just need to click on it. It says, sir, if I apply the demo, the field settings might be overwritten and I will import everything. I say it's okay, let's do it. This might take between 1 to 10 minutes depending on your internet speed and server status. We let this import happen. And once the settings are done, we return to our dashboard and refresh our page to see. We see that, guys, it has imported our demo, but because it's a bit disorganized, it can't see some items. When we return to the admin, or I say, sir, I found a problem, you have both Elementor and Composer active at the same time, which can't be used simultaneously. Which one do you want? We say, sir, activate Elementor for us. Okay, it's activated. I come back and refresh my page again. I see that, guys, it has imported my demo. Now, because it has also imported the English demo for me, it has a slide menu that allows me to open or close the menus. Guys, if there's any disarray, I can edit the header, footer, and my page based on Elementor. Since we've learned to work with Elementor and created a page with it, I can now come here and edit the demo I need based on my requirements. Guys, I go back to the theme settings to see if any changes have been made or not. The theme settings, guys, are the same, and no changes have been made to it. So this theme is always compatible with the methods it has. Therefore, I can use both its Elementor and its Composer, based on my needs. We waited for its Elementor to open, and once it opened, we clicked on Continue. Same. Now, we can edit anything we need here, guys, because we already know how to work with Elementor. We can edit what we need. Now, this demo is in English, but we can download the Persian demo and import it directly so that this issue doesn't occur. After that, we can customize it according to my specific needs. So, guys, up to this point, we've learned how we can do our work using the Elementor template. Stay with us.